everybody. Kicking off a brand new week here on Longshore McKnight. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope your team won. But I know there's some people out there, their team did not win. We're here to break it all down here for you to kick off the week. Barry, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm Barry McKnight. He's John Longshore, itching to get to this show. I'm sorry. Itching to get to this show. We have got a lot to get to on the show today. Very, very, to me, I was a little late getting in, big weekend. I had telecasts on volleyball Thursday and Friday. Of course, I broadcast on radio Troy's win in the battle for the belt on Saturday in overtime against South Alabama, 31-24. Actually, a telecast for Troy women's soccer yesterday, and then just pretty much collapsed at home. Woke up a little bit late this morning, and I could not find my Jacksonville Jaguars jersey to wear again today because getting ready. Yes, sir. Don't anybody be calling me tonight. Don't anybody be texting me tonight because after the Troy Coaches show, I am hunkering down for Chiefs and the Jags from Jacksonville. ABC 7:15 tonight. Here we go. What a great weekend.
They're not going to wear any funky uniforms like Buffalo did last night, are they? I couldn't figure out who was playing when I turned that game on. It was a whiteout, I understand, in Buffalo, but you never know with the NFL. I did think the Buccaneers Seahawks going back to their retro uniforms when they first entered the league was a good look yesterday.
Why in the world the Buccaneers ever got away from the creamsicle is beyond me.
They went, what was that, 1976?
1976.
Yeah.
The Steve Spurrier, John McKay, Ricky Bell, Leroy Selman days.
Jim Zorn for the Seahawks.
Those were great.
Great unis yesterday. Barry, I got to tell you, I had to go driveway on Saturday. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, Auburn wasn't even playing. I did, believe it or not, my own, without any assistance, found the Troy game on ESPN Plus.
There you go.
I did. I sure did.
There you go.
Found it by myself. I thought, if I push this button and maybe push this one and then go over here, I think it'll pop up.
Yeah, let me give it a shot here.
Yeah.
Let me give.
So I'm watching a little of the Troy game Saturday night, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, nothing against these people. Don't know them, never met them. But I'm thinking, I can't listen to these folks. It's boring. They're boring me to tears.
Yeah.
So I had to go driveway, flip you guys on, and went, okay, this is much better.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Good broadcast, good game, good atmosphere. Even Major Applewhite, the South Alabama coach, was talking about the atmosphere at Troy. So it was really good. A really big win. This weekend, Troy will go to Texas State to play in San Marcos. We're flying out on Friday, and I told John wrong on Friday because we're flying out of the Montgomery Regional Airport. Again, of course, it's the official airport of Troy Athletics. I'm going to be able to go Friday. I'm going to be able to do the show live from Stivers in Montgomery and just zip right over to the Montgomery Regional Airport, hop on and go.
Yeah, sure.
Love it.
How nice is that? You're right, Barry. Great to be able to use that. And my wife flew into MGM late yesterday afternoon as well.
As a matter of fact, for those of you who, Alabama, I guess they played. They have a trip to Missouri this weekend. I know later on Auburn has a trip to Missouri, and the Auburn fans and maybe the Alabama fans can hop on a special flight from the Montgomery Regional Airport to get there. What'd you think? Crimson Tide pulls away, stopped the run a little bit, especially in the second half. Kind of got it figured out. 30-14 win for Alabama. The running game was there. Jam Miller ran for 136. Ty Simpson threw for 340. Alabama held Vanderbilt to 150 yards rushing, which is well below their average, but they absolutely shut down the running game in the second half. I was thinking to myself, I bet John can put all of his observations that he normally writes down on a big 8x14.
Well, I used a smaller pad, but I had to take up about 3 pages. Here it is. Yeah.
A pad like that, I'm thinking maybe 1/2 of a page. Big win for Alabama. I know it doesn't seem like it. Hey, it's Vanderbilt, but that was a big win.
Well, we knew Vandy coming in, 2 top 20 teams, had never happened since the 30s, or last time that happened, it was in the 30s. That's 1930s, not in the 2030s, if you're a little confused. But yeah, I know the stats. I know what the numbers say, this, that, and the other. I think it was a tale of 2 games. The first half and the second half completely different in my mind, the way I saw it. First of all, Vanderbilt is probably one of the biggest, more physical, athletic Vanderbilt teams I've seen in a while. To me, they look like an SEC team. The way they're built, the players that they have, the athletes that are on the
physicality.
Field. I
thoroughly agree.
Yeah, this just doesn't look like your typical Vanderbilt team. This team looks like an SEC team. The first half, Barry, we'll put it that. The offensive line did not have a good day. I thought Vandy's D-line manhandled them in the first half. Defensively, Alabama was lost at times, particularly against the shovel pass. It's like they'd never seen it. Of course, they saw it a year ago in Nashville. I thought the offensive creativity was not as good as it was in Athens the week prior. You get into the red zone, you're kicking a lot of field goals. You got to score. 3 field goals, I believe, in the red zone. But I thought the defense played much better in the second half. They made some adjustments. Obviously, Vanderbilt turning the ball over twice inside the red zone was key. Alabama certainly plus in that category. They were not last year. Time of possession, Alabama flip-flopped it from a year ago. I thought that was good. Ty Simpson getting better every week. It was nice to see the run game finally arrive. Jam Miller over 100 still. And there again, they just don't have it. They don't have that electric, shifty, swift, quick, fast running back that's going to scare you. I think they've got a lot of ground and pound kind of guys that, they can move the chains in short pieces, short chunks, but I just don't see that just stand out running back that just keeps everybody on their toes. But all in all, it was a win. And you mentioned it. Kalen DeBoer made the alums very happy on that last play. As a matter of fact, as I'm complaining about field goals, I was screaming for a field goal when it was 4th down. I was thinking, kick it, Kalen, let's go. Don't take a knee. And I can't remember I think Vandy was out of timeouts. I think Alabama actually called a timeout. I need to double check that. I'm thinking, okay, hold on now. Hold on now. Now what are we doing? Calling a timeout, I see. And I don't know if they drew it up to score, maybe because of, Vandy running their mouth all week and just kind of, giving them the little at the end.
It was a Vanderbilt timeout. What's Vanderbilt doing calling a timeout?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, there may be no, football justification for it. But John enjoyed it. John says, there you go, Clark.
Yeah. And
thank you.
Boy, you're talking about my phone dinging when Alabama scores a meaningless touchdown there to end the game. A lot of people very happy about that one. We'll get more into that a little bit later in the next hour. But all in all, the one thing that really confused me about the game, Barry, and it really wasn't in game, it was part of the game broadcast. And I'm surprised other people haven't picked up on this, particularly our Auburn friends. This sounds like a promotion that maybe would better suit Auburn. Just saying.
Get ready, everybody. We've seen this before. This is something in the olden days when John was full of bleep and vinegar. He'd say, this is what the Aubs would do. Now he said, this may be a promotion that's more applicable to something that Auburn might do.
Yeah.
But here it comes. All right, I'm ready.
There is some company out there, and we've heard this before. We actually did it on the radio side for a couple of years, where if your team runs back the kickoff in the second half, you win 25 grand or something like that, 10 grand.
Right.
Whatever it was. I forgot what we used to do. But I'm listening to the Bama Network, and they're coming back to start the second half, and Roger Hoover, whomever does that, says, and don't forget, if Alabama runs back a kickoff in the second half, our lucky participant today, Betty Smith, will win $75,000 towards a mobile home. And I'm thinking, what? 75 grand for a mobile home? How much are mobile homes? I mean,
Betty Smith had to enter that contest to get her name in. Betty Smith is sitting there probably in an old ratty-looking mobile home, because who's going to enter that contest just to get a spare mobile home, you know? Betty Smith in the corner of her little double wide in Lita-Hatchie. She said, oh, come on, here we go. This is the one. As she sends it off and everything, Betty Smith is about to go nuts. Now, I can't remember the last time Alabama ran a kickoff back. It's probably been recently. I mean, to begin the second half or anything. But John May looked at it and said, man, that's something the Aubs would do. Betty Smith is going, come on, baby, here we go. Let's run one back. I mean,
should I not think that way? I got to come clean. I thought, wait a minute.
Mobile home?
A couple of questions here. Betty's getting 75 grand if they run back a touchdown in the second half on a kickoff. And I'm thinking, how much are mobile homes? I mean, aren't they? Can you buy one for 75 grand? I would think you could. But towards a mobile home, so maybe to upgrade a little bit. Who knows?
Nice ones. They've got nice ones out there.
And I'm thinking, really? Now, look, I know how it goes. Hey, you want to sponsor us? We're in. We'll go do the show in a mobile home if you want us to. We're all in on that. Right. Man, I think we did that one time, Barry. Didn't we go out to a
Bama, the place in Wetumpka, whatever.
Yeah. We sat in an RV and did it.
Yeah.
I believe
we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Don't get me wrong, but I thought, ooh. And there again, I know I'm throwing some bait out in the water for our Auburn contingents out there, Auburn fans. Hey, Bama's getting mobile homes. That one got me. I got to tell you,
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all in that. So, Crimson Tide gets the victory. They're now 4-1.
Yeah.
2-0 in the SEC. How do you like Kalen DeBoer now?
Well, Bob from Pike Road sent me a text during the game when when Vandy goes up 7-0.
The 65-yard run?
Yeah.
65-yard run, just right down the field. I at that moment was thinking, I bet all of those Bama fans.
And let's face it, they're driving again to go up 14-0. And we're seeing, here it is again, same movie we saw last year, down 13.
Got to get him out of there. He doesn't know how to coach.
About to be down 14-0. But there again, made some adjustments, and the defense held them scoreless in the second half. Bama's on a streak, Bear, here where they're going to play a lot of ranked teams. Their next 4, this is 4 in a row that they'll play teams that are ranked in the top 20. That doesn't happen very often. They go to Missouri on Saturday morning as a 3.5-point favorite. Opened at 6.5.
Why not? Whoa, 3 points? All of a sudden, just choo.
And I know Missouri is undefeated.
They are.
You're going to have to help me with this one. UCA was their opening opponent in week 1 on a Thursday.
The University of Central Arkansas, of course. The Bears.
Then they play
on a purple field.
Yes. They played Kansas at home, Louisiana at home, South Carolina at home, UMass at home, and they got Alabama at home. Missouri's yet to be on the road, but who's Missouri played?
Keep doing that. Keep, I'm not impressed. I mean, who is Missouri really? I mean, they're Missouri. Yeah. Keep on with that mindset. Yeah. Feed that to me with a spoon right there. Yeah, Missouri. I don't know. I see they're undefeated, but really, yeah, you go, John. There you go. Keep that all week. I want that all week, not just from you, but from the Bama fans out there. Sell them short. Don't give them credit. That sounds good to me.
I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out. Maybe I guess Kansas has been their toughest opponent. Yeah. I'm not even sure what Kansas's record is at the moment.
There's a shocker.
Yeah.
Big time shocker.
But
wow. I don't know. I may have to breathe into a paper bag at that shocker.
I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine I would be the only person that would look at Missouri's schedule and go, this team hasn't played anybody.
That's what I'm hoping. Please let that statement be true. Please let John not be the only person to look at Missouri's schedule and say, oh, really, who have they played? Yeah, take them lightly. That fits perfectly into my master plan here. Yeah, you do that.
Yes, evil genius.
I hear you. We're going to talk a little Auburn today.
Oh, got a big week.
Little matchup coming up in the oldest continuous rivalry in the Deep South against the Georgia Bulldogs in Auburn. Saturday night, Jordan-Hare, Georgia. Pat Dye went to Georgia.
I know
Vince
that.
Cooley went to Auburn.
Yeah.
This is a special weekend for those fans of historic, valuable rivalry games in the SEC. Some people don't give that one a whole lot of credit either.
Well, that's going to be a big one. Is it a blue out or an orange out or a white out?
It's a white out. It's a something out.
Yeah, something going on over there. Well, we got a lot to talk about today. Tom,
it may be a blowout. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Hey, love that.
Tom Luganville will join us in about 13 minutes at the bottom of the hour. Talented college football analyst for ESPN, as he does each and every Monday. But we want to hear from you. That River Region Straw chat line, you can email us, longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. A lot to go over today. We want to hear from you. We got a lot more to discuss.
Longshore and McKnight, in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the River region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the River region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. About 19 minutes past the hour on this Monday. So glad you are with us here today as we move on. Recapping last weekend, looking ahead to this week. Barry mentioned the Auburn Tigers, who had the week off, kind of getting some things together for Georgia, who took care of Kentucky on Saturday as they prepare for, what is it, the South's oldest?
The oldest continuous rivalry in the Deep South.
Yes.
So many great games. Unfortunately for Auburn, not many of them have happened recently. Georgia's on an 8-game winning streak in the series. They it used to be, 57-56 Georgia. But now it's 65-56 Georgia. Auburn has not won since the first of two games they played in 2017. Auburn won that one in Athens. They haven't won. Of course, they lost later on that year in the SEC championship game in Atlanta. And that's been it. That's been all. It's interesting. Here's what I see, and you can corroborate or not. I've got, you mentioned this, Alabama 3.5-point favorite at Missouri, and Missouri's 5-0. Georgia comes into Auburn, a 3.5-point favorite. Is that right? Can we corroborate? Is there not a 1 in front of it somewhere, or is it just 3.5? How does that feel? I'm surprised. I'm shocked. I'm flabbergasted, actually. But hey, maybe
they know something.
Giving Auburn their props.
Yeah, and they're, we don't want to. I don't know, just kind of dog them a little bit. Pardon the pun, the Bulldogs. But are they as good as we thought they were going to be? There are a lot of teams I think you could say that about. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, I had Penn State and Clemson playing for the national championship.
Penn State's lost 2 in a row. There is absolutely, without a doubt, not a shred of a reason, a rationalization, an excuse ever for Penn State losing to UCLA. UCLA has brought new meaning to the word putrid. And Penn State loses their second in a row. They lose at UCLA or close to UCLA. There's no way that happens. There's no way. That's an upset. That is the biggest upset in college football this year. Penn State, one of the big losers this weekend. And somebody told you, it was not a blanket strong statement, but it was just kind of an aside. You watch. Billy Napier's going to do something to save his job.
Oh, yeah.
Texas, probably a better target of John's question of, are they really any good? Not Missouri, not Penn State, but the Texas Longhorns. They go to Gainesville, the Gators were struggling. And Florida wins it 29-21 over the Longhorns.
Yeah. I think Arch Manning not living up to the hype, obviously. I think Texas, their offensive line, having issues.
Agreed.
As well, but that was a big win for Billy Napier at home, beating Texas, Texas was never in the game. I never had a fear that Texas
never led
to come back and win it. But yeah, I mean, Clemson, Penn State, Texas, teams that maybe I know I thought were going to be really, really good. Maybe they can turn it around. In this era in which we live in, you can lose a couple of games and still get back into it. But most people I hear say Penn State is already out. Doesn't matter what they do.
That was a bad loss.
What does it do for Alabama that Florida State has lost 2 games in a row? The team that beat the Tide in week 1 has gone down twice
handily.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's another one I had on my little list here. Now, Miami's good. If that maybe 1 or 2 teams out there, quite honestly, that have lived up to preseason hype. Miami is one. Miami's pretty doggone good. They go to Tallahassee and they win it 28-22. That's justified. In the SEC, we mentioned that it is a possibility. I said it was going to happen, that the SEC would get 3 teams in the playoff, maybe 4. I don't think it's going to be 4. Not anymore. Who's the best team in the SEC? Is it Texas A&M?
Well, a lot of people think they are.
Is it Alabama?
You know, the thing about
Who's
Alabama,
good?
Barry, they're going to lose somewhere again. They're not running the table.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, this team is, dodged a couple of bullets in their last couple of wins at Georgia and against Vanderbilt. But, hey, they play the game and they won. They had the most points. But I did see some chinks in Alabama that those things cannot continue if they're going to beat teams like Tennessee and LSU and Oklahoma and possibly Auburn later on down the road. They're again got a team in Missouri that they're just a slight favorite against this week. So I think Alabama's going to lose another game, maybe a third. And if they do lose 3 games and end up 9-3, and they're that third or possibly fourth SEC team, could they still get in? Maybe it's who they lose to, how they lose, how close the games are. Who knows? That's something we can ask Luke Bill here in a moment.
This is what I'm in for. I am in for all of this. I am in for, and I've already said it, this is music to my ears. I am all in for John coming on this radio program and saying, Missouri,
I'm just
are they really any good? Yeah, keep bringing it. Keep reminding the Alabama fans that this Missouri team, bring that in. I love that.
I mean, I cannot believe I'm the only person that has looked at Missouri's schedule and going, well, I'm not sure they've really been tested yet, but we'll see.
That's what I'm hoping. All of you Bama fans, take it for the gospel. Missouri's not any good. I mean, they've done it again. They're good on paper, but have they really done it? Keep bringing it. I want to hear that. Come on now.
So, Gurn, go ahead and record that clip, put it in the save file. And when Bama goes to Columbia and wins by 14, just play that clip.
That does not mean that Missouri's not any good. This is one of those, hey, Missouri, bring
That's
that
exactly
up too.
What it tells you.
Obviously, if they lose to Alabama, they stink.
That's exactly what it tells you.
Here's what else
overhyped, overblown, hadn't played anybody. Finally get somebody
Alabama
worthy, and they're getting exposed.
Well, here's the other thing that I am in for. I am LOVING this. There are 4 undefeated teams in the SEC. Not an SEC play, but there are 4 overall teams, 4 that are undefeated in SEC play. Who are they? Missouri, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M.
I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to give you another one that you love these quotes, Barry. Based on who Missouri's played, I could coach them to an undefeated season to this point in the schedule.
Nice.
How about that one?
Yeah, you guys write that down. Keep that handy, because when you're talking to your buddies over the water cooler, or while you're giving the jackhammer a chance to cool down, you just say, I could coach Missouri to a 5-0 start. Keep bringing that. I love that. Bama fans, Bama team, you keep. Here's the one thing. Again, the only thing that makes me kind of want to, throw up a little bit in my mouth, John says, Alabama really doesn't have that game-breaking running back. This sounds like a guy who thinks or has become used to the fact that, man, there'll be a Derrick Henry coming down. There'll be a Mark Ingram. There'll be a TJ Yeldon. There'll be a Josh Jacobs. There'll be a Kenyon Drake. There'll be a, this year, I don't say that. To me, that's like, I don't know. I mean, there's no Heisman Trophy candidates there, so obviously the running back room is down.
Yeah, I mean, how many games have they played before they could get a 100-yard rusher? It's been a long time.
How have they fallen so far? Yeah, but 4 teams in the SEC have not lost a game yet. They're all 5-0.
Yeah.
And all of them in the top 15. Why Missouri is not higher than 14, I don't know.
Texas
A&M,
they played it.
Oklahoma, and Missouri. They are the undefeated teams in the SEC. Alabama has a loss. Georgia has a loss. Now Vanderbilt has their first loss. LSU, Tennessee, they've all got losses.
Well,
but
we'll explore this again.
Not Missouri.
In about 5 or 6 more games, when all those teams you just mentioned have multiple losses. We don't want to get too giddy too early about some of these teams.
Since when?
Season to go. All right, let's take a bottom of the hour break. Our man Tom Luganbill's in the green room, ready to go. We're going to get back to Tom when we return.
It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's here. Victoryland Casino's Corvette 25K giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drive away in a Corvette or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings October 3rd and 4th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Up. Here we go. Let's get it.
Our man Tom Luganbill joining us here today. Lukes, hello. How you doing this Monday?
Good morning, guys. Well, I was listening to you guys before that break. You guys are fired up, man. Like you got something stuck in your craw.
There you go. I don't even know if that's where my craw is, but it's stuck there. It absolutely is. All right, Tom. First of all, a game this weekend that you saw and read the most into it, either positively or negatively. Is there something that you said, wait, that's huge for them, or man, that really exposes them? Was there a game like that in college football?
Well, I think, too, just not knowing you were going to ask this question, two come to mind for two vastly different reasons. Penn State UCLA may have lit the fuse for the end of the James Franklin era. Absolutely inexcusable, uninspired, atrocious preparation, and just a disastrous outcome. And then secondly, I'm not so sure Miami's not the number one team in the country.
Mm. They are the one team, the one top 5 team, I think, that has actually lived up to every spec of the hype.
They are loaded at every position you have to be loaded at to compete for a championship. Offensive front, defensive front, quarterback, right? They can run the football. They can stop the run. They're disruptive. That game and the score, and I was on the sideline for it. I'm telling you right now, that thing should have been 28-3 at halftime. And it was, for the better part of the game, was a no contest. Now, credit Florida State for climbing in late, and Miami comes up with a way of closing it out, fortunately for them. But those two things to me kind of stood out in relationship to, wow, okay, and especially out in the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
No, Barry and I were talking before you came on, Lugs. I admitted it. I had Penn State and Clemson play for the national championship. Wow, how dumb do I look? And then I had Texas winning the SEC. I'm not impressed with Texas. Say what you will about Arch Manning, still struggling, still throwing interceptions, but the offensive line play, they're not giving him much help.
Well, I said this, 2 weeks ago to you guys. I was like, guys, it's not just him.
Yeah.
They got problems across the board. They can't run the football. Not having CJ Baxter has been absolutely decimating to that offense. The offensive line is not gelling in the time frame in which they needed to. And then you've got the young quarterback. So you got this confluence of issues. And now all of a sudden, they can't play defense and stop the run. I mean, Florida just ran it down their throat. So there's issues with Texas. Obviously, the 2-week layoff and the opponent for Clemson was really, really important. You know, it's kind of like the opponent for Oklahoma this past week to break in Michael Hawkins Jr. Perfect timing before you hit the Red River rivalry. But yeah, you know, it's so interesting, guys, to just look at everything that we believe, because the only reason we believe it is because it's on paper. And that's just why you have to let these games play out. Like, I would be super curious to see what the AP poll would look like, all right, without preconceived notions, without last season's paper trail of clips, and just go off of this past weekend and the previous 5 weeks to see what the AP poll would look like. Be fascinating.
It'd look a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it would. Alabama, I guess, workmanlike over Vanderbilt. How would you describe the win in Tuscaloosa?
Resilient, rose to the occasion when they needed to most, particularly in the red area on defense. Justin Jefferson is an absolute wrecking ball. What a performance that he had. And by the way, ironically, he has an extra year of eligibility because of Diego Pavia's lawsuit from the junior college standpoint.
There you go. Yeah.
Right? He's not even supposed to be on the field. And so I thought the adjustment and the adherence to just playing down-based defense after they got gashed early in the first quarter on the ground by Alabama on defense was really smart, to just sit back and say, guys, we're better than these guys. We don't need tricks. We don't need smoke and mirrors. Let's line up and play them at the point of attack. So I thought that was impressive. For the first time this year, really, we saw Ty Simpson make some errors, right? Made a poor choice on a turnover, made a poor choice. He's largely responsible for 3 out of the 4 of those sacks, and acknowledged as much. But what I liked about it is how he responded. That guy's got a short memory, man. He hasn't had a lot go wrong for him so far. If there's been a bright spot continuously each and every week, it's been him. So I was super impressed with that. I think Vanderbilt's a pretty good football team, guys. I do. That was a win that was an impressive win, because they're not a fluke. That's a good football team.
You know, Tom, I mentioned to Barry the eye test. I mean, I saw him on the field. I'm thinking this team is bigger, stronger, more athletic than any Vanderbilt team I've seen.
No doubt. And so, you know, I do think it was a big quality win. The efficiency of Alabama offensively down the stretch in the fourth quarter. I mean, they had a drive that took up 8.5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Now, you want to close out a game, all right? That's how you close out a game. And so I've become more and more impressed each and every week with them. And I'll tell you the thing that I think is most important. And I haven't heard anybody else talking about this. So we saw what happened last week on 4th down in the red area against Georgia, what they did with Caden Proctor. So now you got a critical 3rd and 1. What are we going to do? We're going to give it to Jam Miller? We're going to give it to Ryan Williams? No, we're going to hand it off to our offensive tackle. What I'm seeing is a coach in Kalen DeBoer that went from coaching not to be criticized to coaching without giving a damn. I think part of taking that job, and I think there's a little human nature to this, is you're kind of coaching on eggshells because you're being judged and perceived off of 17 years of excellence. So part of you maybe internally is going, oh, I can't do that. They're going to be on my ass. I can't do that. They're going to be on my butt. I see a coach and a coaching staff that has just basically said, you know what? The hell with it. We're going to coach this thing the way we want to coach it. And if it backfires on it, so be it. We'll live to play the next down. That's the biggest. precisely with Alabama.
Certainly didn't hurt his place with the fan base when they score a oh, by the way, touchdown at the end of the game there either, Tom. The fans love that type of stuff.
Absolutely, man. It's a statement.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's a statement. It's a statement about finishing. It's a statement about closing. I was impressed with him. I really was.
Well, my thought about that Caden Proctor handoff was, I always say Alabama needs help with their logos. They got this one logo with the big block A with the elephant charging through it. That's what the whole must have looked like, is that Alabama logo.
Right.
At that
By the
time.
way, the A logo. So this is how I've had it described to me: the Alabama A script A and the Braves script A. The difference is that the Alabama has the Bama bangs coming off the top of it, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, they totally copied it off of that. Couple of things here. You've mentioned.
I don't think Alabama ever had a lowercase a as the Braves did back in there.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
I got to ask you about this because you've made a couple of references to it. Ty Simpson, as a quarterback, you got to have a short memory.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of Ted Lasso. And you got to say, and you say Kalen DeBoer, he's got a coach like he doesn't give a darn. Look, this is what built my success. If they don't like it, this is what I know. This is what I do, and everything. There's sometimes on a football context where you've just got to say, bleep it. Yeah, I'm playing. I'm right.
They've gotten to that point. I honestly, because you're not going to win the battle if you're trying to coach to avoid criticism, right? The fans, the print media, you name it, they always have the pen last, right?
They do.
Always. So don't worry about what everybody else is doing and go back to how you got this job, right? And it was coaching aggressively, coaching unapologetically. Yes. Is it a different job at Alabama? Yeah. But don't let that deter you from what got you there. And I think that they've just, Kalen DeBoer has made a concerted effort to basically just say, you know what, the hell with everybody. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. And I think that's, I mean, Bama fans,
I think that's
listing that clearly. He's doing it his way. And he seems comfortable. He's up there on the stage with Saban and on game day. And I mean, he's fine. He's good. He's going to be his own man, his own coach, and might take a couple of bumps in the road, but you're right, Tom. You can certainly see that this is his team. His fingerprints are all over it.
When Nick Saban, real quick, when Nick Saban got that job, okay, how many quote unquote Bear Bryant disciples, old school, old guard Alabama fans or boosters or money men or alumni tried to walk into his office and say, that's not how Bear did it.
Yeah.
And then Nick Saban would go, well, there's the door because you're not welcome in here. Right. That's not easy to do. And he did.
And their coach, they had coaches ahead of him in that office that did not do that. What can Alabama expect when they go to Missouri Saturday?
Listen, I got to be honest with you, man. I think what people are undervaluing about Missouri is their defense. I mean, they held South Carolina with Lenora Sellers to -9 yards rushing. Right. Horrible on third down. Defensively, now this is going to be, I think Kansas is a pretty good football team, but Missouri beat them by what, 11? Okay. They beat South Carolina 29-20. Aside from that, they haven't had a schedule that's really truly challenged them. To be honest with you, I think that's what's going to be interesting. How does Missouri play against Alabama's defense when Missouri's on offense? First time taking on somebody that's pretty good, and then conversely, the same thing. How does that defense hold up versus an offense that is playing at an unbelievably high rate of efficiency? So, again, pay attention to the trenches because I don't think Missouri's been challenged in that regard, and they will be this coming week.
Tom, I'm sure you've heard it. We've heard it. If Hugh Freeze doesn't beat Georgia, they're going to fire him. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that talk. I mean, why one game is going to determine whether you keep him or not should be. And I realize the 3-year, you lay it all on the table. It hadn't been great, but I can't believe people are talking that way. But Auburn obviously has got some problems and they've got to get it right, particularly offensively. Week off, Georgia's coming to town. What's going to happen with Auburn Saturday night?
Depends on how heavily penalized they are. I mean, guys, you talk about football teams that either turn the ball over or they're heavily penalized or they can't perform on third down. And you kind of look at them and say, guys, can you just imagine if we went out and played a clean football game? What would happen? What would be the result? And I think because their personnel has improved, like they've got better players than they've probably had over the course of the last 3 years combined, but they can't get out of their own way. So pre-snap penalties, does that put you in second and long? Pre-snap penalties, does that put you in third and long? Now you wonder why you can't convert third down conversions because you're never in 3rd and 3. We've talked about this last week too.
Yeah, we did.
So those types of things are going to determine the outcome of the game. Now, what I thought was interesting from Georgia, and this could create a few more challenges for Auburn on defense, who's playing great defense right now, is I was surprised that Georgia did not run Gunnar Stockton more against Alabama. And then they went right back to it this last week against Kentucky in similar form to way they did it on the road in their win versus Tennessee. So if I'm Auburn on defense, I got to expect that there might be, we're going to have to defend quarterback run, which obviously creates challenges. But they're up to that task on that side of the football. For my money, this is all about during the bye week, did you clean things up? Have you challenge the manhood of some of the guys that are supposed to be playing at a high level and they're not, all right, regardless of what their NIL package is, and said, if you don't perform to the standard that we expect, we're going to put somebody else in there. We're going to find somebody who does. So don't be surprised if maybe there's a little bit of a reshuffling in the offensive line for Auburn this week. And paying close attention to self-inflicted wounds. That has been the dark cloud for Auburn. It hasn't been that they don't have players. Right. But it's hard to execute when you're constantly screwing it up.
Where are you going to be on? Will you be in New Orleans on Thursday?
I am. Yeah, I've got actually, that's going to be a really good game because nobody's talking about East Carolina. Now they're going to have to go on the road and play Tulane. Tulane's a pretty good football team.
Yeah.
Took care of Tulsa last week.
Love me some John Summerall.
Yeah, I know it. He's good, man. He's really good. And then East Carolina's playing really good football. So we'll see how they're both coming off of a bye. So they should be rested and ready to go. So that should be a fun one down in New Orleans.
Yeah, it always is, no doubt. Luke, who will at the this time next year? I'll phrase it this way. I'll do it this way. At SEC Media Days in Tampa in July, who will be representing Arkansas as their head football coach?
Oh, my goodness. You might be asking who's representing Kentucky, too, but I don't think they got the money to buy out, to be honest with you. That's a really good question. I would be surprised if they don't make a fairly significant overture to Rhett Lashley. And I think we may have talked about this last week. You have to ask yourself the question if Rhett Lashley is a better job than the one you currently have. That's why this job's so difficult to project. Could it be Dan Mullen? He's having a really nice year at UNLV, understands the conference, knows it inside out, the recruiting landscape.
Did you see it was snowing in Laramie?
Oh, it was unbelievable. And it was hail snow. They went from being in pregame warm-up to going in the locker room to coming out to a white field.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It was awesome. So I know I didn't give you a real direct answer there because I don't think there's a way to truly answer that question. But the challenge is, if you want to go get a high-profile guy that's had success, how challenging is that going to be? Because that person's going to have to look at the Arkansas job and be 100% convinced it's better than the one he's got.
Our viewers in Laramie, look at Tom right now. I never can figure out, why do you put up with it? Look at Tom. Look at the sunshine. There's leaves on the trees. There's dogs lounging in the background. Why are you living in Laramie when you've got...
Hey, I got to tell you guys something. So my dad coached at the University of Wyoming for 1 year.
Yes, he did.
I was 3 years. Me and my twin sister were 3 years old. And I was very, very fortunate. I wasn't your typical coach's kid that had to move around 6-7 times. My father was fortunate to have a lot of success. We didn't bounce around a lot. It was the only time that my mom went to my dad and said, nope, not doing this anymore. We're out of here.
Pat Dye said something similar when we asked him about his time out there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm telling you.
Bless your heart. Well, Tom, as always, we appreciate the time and the insight. Look forward to next week. Thanks a bunch.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Have a great week.
You too, buddy. Tom Luganville joins us each and every Monday, brought to you by our good friends at River Bank and Trust, with locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, professional attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the River Bank and Trust difference, and they invite you to experience it for yourself. Go see our friends at River Bank and Trust for all of your personal and business banking needs.
Well, the chat line, as we mentioned, is hopping, and it's been hopping since before 5 o'clock this morning. I didn't even realize that you could chat when we first started this program. You could chat before we went on the air. I did not know that. JJ chatted in at 5 o'clock, 4:47 this morning.
And that's 5:47 in Atlanta, just to be fair.
Still, it's
pretty early.
Early, yeah. JJ says Alabama needs to stop the run. Ty and Jam Miller were great. Vandy is better than Georgia. JJ in Atlanta. Now, JJ, calm down a little bit. Yeah, Alabama did a really good job stopping the run in the second half. Vanderbilt didn't score in the second half. Really good job. But Vandy better than Georgia? Calm down. Calm down, JJ. Calm down. Also, you know, Ty hits us up about 17 times before we went on the air. Bob from Pike Road. I know Plainsman Preston aches for me to bring up Bob from Pike Road every time he chats. Bob from Pike Road agrees with John's assessment. Therefore, he will make the screen. Bob from Pike Road says, I agree 100% with John's assessment. Bama climbed the mountain Saturday.
Oh.
Against Vandy? They climbed the mountain Saturday. Bama's defense has got run fit better in the second and third levels. Missouri runs the ball great. It's going to be a tough test. Missouri has the best running back in the SEC. We talked about him before. I saw him last year for ULM as a true freshman, and he won the game single-handedly against Troy. His name's Ahmad Hardy. He's rushed for like 200 yards more than anybody else in the SEC. It's a good comment from Bob.
I got this one, Barry, and I got a not that I'm don't believe this is the case. Every team Alabama's played this year has been undefeated. They played 5 games. Every team that they've played came in unblemished. Did La Mo win their first game?
They did against St. Francis.
Okay. So yeah. Wonder how many teams have yet to face a team that has lost.
See, now, Missouri, if you had been able to do that, maybe you did. I don't know. John didn't research that. But
no, heck no.
Maybe you'll get a little bit more respect on your 5-0.
I mean, did I just hear Luganville just kind of in a roundabout way say, well, Missouri ain't played anybody?
No. No, of course he didn't. He said, I don't know how good Kansas is, but that's about the only negative he said about the schedule. Let's take a break. Coming up in just a little while, it's the the Phantom's Daily Dog.
Yeah. Then we got to recap the Phantom 4 too as well.
Yeah, we got to recap that. We'll do that, as a matter of fact, coming up in about 10 minutes. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
This isn't going to work. No matter what we say, some people still drive drunk. But we're Budweiser. Giving a damn is what we do. So, if you think it's okay to drive drunk, if you think it's something that's debatable, or you just simply don't care, this Bud is not for you. Give a damn. Don't drive drunk. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet. Okay, about 5 minutes to the top of the hour. A lot of great comments on our River Region Straw chat line. Tobias up early out in the desert of Arizona. Yeah, Tobias, the Phantom was pretty happy with that, oh, by the way, touchdown by the Crimson Tide. I think so were the 100,000 fans inside Bryant-Denny Stadium. That might have been the loudest cheer of the day.
Yeah, you got, again, much props to Kalen DeBoer for, coaching his way and all that, announcing his presence with authority, telling everybody, just jump out the way. I'm going to coach this team. And yet again, still, Vanderbilt calls a timeout late, 17 seconds to go or something like that, a minute to go, when they're already down 23-14. I mean, it's a two-score game. Vandy calls a timeout. I don't know why. Does anybody know why? And I don't know if he called it like this, but Jam Miller scores from 20 yards out. Didn't stop and kneel at the one like a lot of teams would. Didn't go out of bounds. Didn't stop and look around and then fall down so they could run out the clock and take the 9-point victory. He maybe slowed up at the 5-yard line and looked back at Kalen, and Kalen says, and he said, all right. And when he did, it was like Alabama won the national championship. Confetti, people screaming and yelling.
Throwing their cup on the field. Oh,
but according to Tobias's point, local man. Oh,
yeah. That hurt local man. Because, there's a lot of sentimental gambling going on. Oh, I can't bet against my team. And that was a perfect example of that one. Even if you got it at 12.5, I think the game went off at 12.5. We, of course, released it at 10.5. There was some movement before that game kicked. But, yeah, that was a good one, Tobias. Doesn't usually fall that way for most people. But if you had the Tide, then you certainly did. But and also, Barry, for the record, I think now Kalen DeBoer is 12-1 in the black hoodie. So he's got to go black hoodie.
I like, he can wear the hoodie. He's trim. You could tell he takes care of himself or anything. Charlie Weiss would not have been good in the black hoodie.
No.
Belichick has the loose fitting cotton.
Can we tell how big of a disaster is that at North Carolina? I mean, really? I know they're not going to fire him midseason, but this guy's got to move on when this year's over. This is an embarrassment to North Carolina to have this guy over there, and this team's not even competitive.
Here's what's happened. I mean, they knew they're believe it or not, their athletic director is a guy named Bubba Cunningham. And Bubba, he knew Mac Brown had to go. Everybody says, Mac's too old. The game's passed him by. So they replace him with Belichick
Mm.
because Mac Jones was too old. So Bubba Cunningham's thinking, golly, we're not going to be very good next year. We don't have Drake May anymore. Sam Howell's graduated. All this. The running back. We got to get somebody who's going to sell us some tickets. So they hire Belichick, who couldn't get hired again in the NFL. Got to be some sort of a deal where his son Steve, who has the worst haircut other than Mark Davis of the Raiders in all of football. I'll tell you what, I'll be there. You'll sell some tickets. Hey, Belichick's in Chapel Hill. You'll get people to televise our games who normally would not televise our games and everything, and it'll be great. But they're terrible. They're terrible. I mean, what is the next level word below terrible? That's what they are.
That's a good question.
Way offsides. Jeff says, yeah, they hired him to sell tickets, yet the stadium's 2/3 empty. Jeff, in the second half of that game, by halftime, they were still there.
Yeah.
But by the second half, it was 90% empty. The students are like, whoa, this old dude. My dad told me he used to coach Drew Bledsoe, and he should be pretty good. They see them play sooner or later, John, with all the hype and all the expectations and all the brass bands and the beating drums and everything. Sooner or later, you got to win some football games, right?
Yeah, you do. You certainly do. But, Barry, how about this? I mean, I know it's been a tough start for Dabo and Clemson, but what kind of respect do you show a Super Bowl winning coach when you throw the double pass on the first play of the game for a touchdown?
How can you not love Dabo? I remember they were booing Dabo when Troy was up 16-0 up there. And even then, I'm like, come on, don't boo Dabo. Here they go. Okay, Clemson, North Carolina, in Chapel Hill, mind you. Clemson, gets the kickoff. North Carolina wins the toss and defers. Clemson, touchback on the kickoff. The double pass, first play, North Carolina, they're out there. They're cracking their knuckles. They're getting ready and all. Hey, what?
Yeah, I had the quad box on at that time, but I didn't have it on the volume on that game. I just looked up and saw, whoa, wait a minute. That game just started. They've already scored. And, the old double pass on the first play on the road, mind you, to just kind of go ahead and set the tone for that game. Clemson at North Carolina. But I think the Belichick experiment is done.
No, hey, they've got to do something. They've got because number one, he was there to bring in players, and he brought in a lot of a lot of transfer portal guys. Look, there's a kid that was starting at quarterback, a left-hander named Gio Lopez, who's from Alabama, who was a quarterback last year at South Alabama, and he was good. He's a good quarterback. But North Carolina, good? I don't know. You say, hey, if they had the touchback, before the very first play, Clemson gets penalized. On the very next play, Clemson gets penalized for disconcerting signals. So they're slapping, they're saying, hut, and the linebacker, they're pulling out all the little gamesmanship stuff against North Carolina in that one.
They're pretty well. But I will say, Barry, Miami, Miami might be the best team in the country from the ACC. Maybe Florida State's the second best. I don't know. 2 losses back to back. How does that hurt? How does that affect Alabama? With Florida State losing back-to-back games, obviously not good for them when you talk about schedule strength. Now, they did lose to 2 top 20 teams, but they still lost. And they did. I mean, I'm watching a little bit of that game and kind of think, is Malzahn lost his fastball since week 1? Because they had the first couple of series scripted, you could tell. And then after that, they're having to work off that play sheet, and it was a little bit different offense than what I saw over Labor Day weekend.
So now Bama fans are scoreboard watching Florida State.
Well,
I'm loving this. I cannot stress this enough. Double exclamation points, underline.
Now,
Bama fans, remember this. Missouri hadn't played anybody. I mean,
True.
are they really any
True.
good? Keep thinking that. And
Now, wait a
keep
minute.
spending
I
all of your
something up
time
here.
worried about Florida State instead of what's ahead.
See, I just want to
with the
clear something up here.
controllables.
I am making statements and then being thrown into the vast wasteland of you Bama fans. I'm just telling you one man's opinion. I don't know if Bama fan is thinking this way.
Of course you do. Since when have you not thought that Bama – your position has always been they may not think like I do, but they should,
Well, I'd phrase it more like this way. They do think like I do. I just say it.
They just don't want to admit it. Yeah,
so,
that's
they're
probably
wondering,
more true.
The team that beat us in week 1, they've dropped 2 in a row. What's going on here? Now, I will say this, Barry. The reason I was watching that game, had this game and the Texas A&M Mississippi State game in the dual box, because let's say I had a financial interest in both of those games. So I'm watching both of them and seeing how it's playing out. And I'm checking out Florida State here, and I'm thinking, somebody's figured this team out from that opening week victory. But just saying, because it all goes back to what I said earlier about Alabama. Okay, on a little winning streak here. They beat Georgia. They beat Vanderbilt. They're playing 2 ranked teams next week. That'll be 4 ranked teams in a row. That's something a lot of teams don't do in a football season. Play 4 ranked teams in a row. Go to South Carolina. That game I've been appointed back to in the summer. It's the last of this 5-game stretch. It's on the road after Tennessee. Watch out. Then LSU, Oklahoma, and Auburn. If I'm gambling and somebody says, you got to tell me what Alabama's record's going to be from here on out, I got to think, Barry, Alabama's losing 2 more games. Out of those games that I just mentioned, I could see them losing 2 of those 8 left.
Yeah,
they got 8 left, 8 games left. I could see them winning. So if they finish 9-3, are they going to the playoff?
Yes, and here's the projection. Here's the projection right now. They're going at 9-3. Even if, you've got Missouri and Ole Miss and Oklahoma ahead of them. Missouri and Oklahoma ahead of them, or Ole Miss. Here's the latest projection from CBSSports.com. And this time of the year, I don't pay any attention at all to the top 25 rankings. Big whoop to dadgum do, as Derek Coleman once said. I'm paying attention to the bowl projections. How many of you right now, heading into week 7 of the college football season, give 2 toots about the SEC race or give 2 toots about the top 25 rankings? No, you're all saying, golly, do we make the playoffs? Golly, will we be ranked at the end of the year? You ain't saying that. Golly, do you think we'll win the SEC this year, fellas? Pshaw. Nobody's, that's the thing about the playoff. It doesn't matter. Here's what you're focusing on as of right now. If the playoffs were held on Saturday, John.
Okay.
The projections from CBSSports.com have the first round, or the quarterfinal round, Ole Miss at number 3 in the Sugar Bowl against the 6 or 11 winner from the first round.
Ole Miss. What dates are we talking about here in December?
January 1st in the quarterfinals. Alabama.
Now, are there not games before that?
Yeah. There are, but Ole Miss would be the top-ranked team. Alabama is projected to be in the playoff as the 6th seed.
Okay.
You're not going to like this. Can I go ahead and preview? You ain't going to like it. As the 6th seed, playing at home at Bryant-Denny Stadium on either December 19th or December 20th against number 11 seed Georgia Tech. Now, I told you. John's like, Georgia Tech? I mean, Bear once wore a helmet on the sidelines against
Yeah.
those guys 70 years ago or something like that.
They're in the fight song. They're in the fight song, Barry.
Something about pluck.
Yeah. Now, wait a minute. Last week, wait a minute. That's like snatching the rug out from under me.
Last week, the projection was Notre Dame in Tuscaloosa.
What happened? I mean, are you kidding me? That is a matchup the TV networks dream about. Notre Dame in Tuscaloosa to take on the Tide? You kidding me? Barry, I tell you what, if that happened, I would go and I would not demand a luxury box to sit in, a parking pass, or somebody to drive me up there. I'd drive myself up there. I'd sit on about the 20, and I'd park in Alberta City if I had to.
Hey, look at this. Look at this fat guy wearing a wife beater. Yeah, come on. Sit right next to me. Snuggle on up, buddy. I'm all for it. Why not? Here we go. Now,
and speaking of that, Barry, who was that clown trying to get into it with Diego Pavia as he's leaving the field on Saturday? Come on, man. You're a grown man.
Here's what the first round projected would look like. Again, the weekend of December 19th and 20th. First round of the playoffs. Last year, you guys were skewering Boise State and SMU for being in the deal. This year, the first round is projected Texas Tech versus number 12 seed South Florida. Number 8 seed Georgia versus number 9 seed Texas A&M in Athens. Alabama, Georgia Tech at Bryant-Denny. And number 10 seed Tennessee on the road in Bloomington, Indiana against the number 7 seed Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, Indiana. We're going to find out about Indiana this week. They traveled to Eugene to take on Oregon. So we'll figure a little bit. Yeah, we'll figure out a little bit about them this week. I can't say I'm sold on them. I got to see more. I do like Barry, I do like obviously the home playoff game. Now, do I like it as much with Georgia Tech possibly being an opponent for Alabama? I guess it's better than a kick in the crotch. But Notre Dame is what I'm really looking for. Really would like to see that Notre Dame matchup. But we got teased with that last year, if I'm not mistaken. There were people saying, oh, yeah, Notre Dame and Alabama, they're going to be great. So I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I've been fooled before on that one. Oregon's a 7.5-point favorite, by the way. So I don't know if I don't want to get my hopes up is what I'm saying about that. Plus, there again, I got to see if Alabama even makes the playoff because I think they could be 9-3. Would a 9-3 team get in? We'll certainly see about that.
Now,
one bad thing though, Barry, and I hate to voice it this way because my stance has always been, well, you could win the game too. Which, but somebody's going to lose these home, the round of playoff games that are on campus.
Yeah.
Obviously, somebody's going to lose those games. It kind of stings a little bit that your season could be over on December the 19th when there's a lot of other schools still playing.
Yes.
In worthless, meaningless bowl games as well as the playoff.
There's nothing wrong with that. This from John Dent is asking about his alma mater. Well, hang on. He just John Dent says, what's Auburn's projection?
Ooh.
Auburn is projected to play against Houston in the Liberty Bowl.
Barry, didn't Auburn play Houston in the Birmingham Bowl and the Houston coach took the trophy back and put it on the airplane and put it in the seat next to him?
Yeah, strapped it in with the seatbelt and everything. Yeah, this would be the Liberty Bowl, 4:30 in the afternoon on January 2nd. If Alabama plays and loses at home to Georgia Tech, Auburn would play, 12 days later than that?
Yeah, so
on January 2nd.
So let me throw this at you then. So they'll go from November 29th till January the 2nd without playing a football game. I guess my first question is, who's going to be the head coach for that bowl game?
It's a good question. Bound to be Hugh Freeze. He's under contract.
He is.
Troy would play on December the 19th, the projection in the Myrtle Beach Bowl against New Mexico State on the 19th. So
can we not get them to Montgomery? I mean, what's the holdup
I know. We got to get that. We got to make that happen.
I mean, come on.
Statement. When we come back, a recap of the Phantom 4 and our first Phantom Daily Dog of the week.
That's right.
It's coming up. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, folks, how often do you think about your roof? Probably not often at all. I know I didn't until I needed a roof replacement. And I call my friends at Roof Life. Whether it's roof inspections, roof repair, or insurance roof replacement, Roof Life is there for you. They use the highest quality products, top quality craftsmanship, and if you're like me, your roof can be replaced in one day. So if you're in need of a roof inspection, roof repair, or insurance roof replacement, get in touch with my friends at Roof Life today. You can go to roofyourlife.com. That's roofyourlife.com, or dial them up locally at 334-306-6712. That's 334-306-6712.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has F-150s over $16,000 off plus 2.9%. And your last chance for a tax credit on Lightnings. $17,000 in savings or 0% or $349 a month with zero down.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has Broncos under $35,000. Bronco Sports under $24,000. Rockies under $29,000 or $299 a month with zero down. And new Explorers $10,000 off or 2.9%.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Ford.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you are with us here on this Monday. I guess, Barry, before we press on, I know people are at the edge of their seat wanting to know what is the status of Major League Baseball. We're in the postseason.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody said that the Yankees have won just as many playoff games as the Braves have this year.
That's right. Well, the Yankees did win the wild card series, but they have not shown up in the American League Division Series where the Toronto Blue Jays, they win yesterday by 6 at home over the Yankees. The Jays have taken a 2-0 lead in that division series. That game was last night. Toronto 13, New York 7. Also in the American League Division Series, classic game in Seattle. John's on what?
Yeah.
Seattle.
Did they have to not to interrupt, but I want to say I heard something about excuse me, they had to move maybe a time or something because the Seahawks are playing on Sunday. And
I didn't hear that, but that would be a thing. Yeah, that would be something. Last night they played late. Seattle gets a double from Julio Rodriguez in the 8th inning. They beat Detroit 3-2 in a game they absolutely had to win. Big classic game there. Tonight or today, it's the National League Division Series. The Dodgers at the Phillies. Dodgers lead that 1-0. And Milwaukee hosting Chicago in Milwaukee, and the Brewers lead that series 1-0. Great weekend. So yeah, they they played late last night, and I wondered about the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks were a winner. The Seahawks played yesterday, and I'm not sure exactly the timing of all of it, but it was a big day yesterday for Seattle fans. It was a big day yesterday for Detroit fans. And Detroit fans have had it pretty tough lately. But Detroit, the Lions win big. Yeah, big.
Yeah, they bounce back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another team in the NFL won yesterday, too.
How about that?
Yeah.
How bad must the New York Giants be, even with Jackson Dart and my new favorite player, Cam Scatterbo? They both fumbled yesterday for the Giants. I think one of them was a scoop and score. And the Saints.
Yeah, about that.
Are now 1-4. So are the Giants. The Saints.
Kool-Aid McKinstry had an interception in that game.
Yeah, that may have been what I saw. But yeah, it was, the Seahawks lost. Yeah, late in Seattle. Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield is balling out right now. Buccaneers win late, final play of the game. They beat the Seahawks yesterday afternoon. So yeah, they had to move the Mariners game, which was also played in Seattle, to last night. Back in the day when both the Mariners and the Seahawks played at the Kingdome, when everybody, basically, the NFL team and the Major League Baseball team shared a stadium, like in Atlanta and Philadelphia and St. Louis and all that kind of stuff, they wouldn't have been able to do that. I don't even really know how close the two stadiums are now, but it's the best month of the year for sport.
It is the best month. Barry, had you ever been to the Kingdome before they tore it down?
I've been by it. I mean, I've seen it. I've driven by it before. It is not a beautiful facility, inside or out.
It reminded me of Garrett Coliseum. I saw the Boston Red Sox play the Mariners in the Kingdome 40 years ago.
I remember you saying that.
And I thought, man, this place is a dump. And of course, they blew it up and built something new and modern, as they should have.
Yes, they did.
Okay. Without further ado.
No more ado. We're finished with the ado here.
Yeah. Our Phantom Daily Dog. We'll get to that first before we get to the Phantom 4.
Okay.
We had a loser on Friday. Bad week on the Daily Dog. New Mexico at San Jose State. Late score by the Spartans. Took it over. And 2.5 was not going to be enough for New Mexico to hold on and cash our ticket. So there you have it.
We could give you more details about the game itself. I'm prepared to do so. But John says nobody cares. It was a loser.
Yeah, if you don't win it, who cares? Move on.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You want to tell me how I didn't cover? No, thanks.
No.
I
better not. It's kind of like when you're playing blackjack and you lose your hand and say, can I see what that card was? I don't even want to see what the card was.
No.
I mean, don't want to see it. Don't want to see it.
I'm with you.
All right. Tonight, man, we're going Major League. Well, I say late afternoon. We're going Major League Baseball 5:08 on TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. I saw, though, you can watch this game on 3 different platforms. Huh.
TBS?
Yes. The Philadelphia Phillies are hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight in a little playoff action. Philly is a home dog. They're plus 110.
Yeah.
We're taking them. We want Philadelphia
at
love
home.
They're already down 1-0. They can't afford to lose. Come on. So
even with my Dodger fandom here, my Vince Scully thing I keep on my desk for inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I love this pick. One of the best, most unknown stories is Philly left-hander Jesus Luzardo. I know John has been tracking him, but how many other people are? Jesus is 15-7.
How about that?
This year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
It's like Jesus.
That's what I thought.
But it's got a little apostrophe
Jesus.
over one of the letters there.
Yeah.
He is from, he's an American kid from down in South Florida, born in Peru, I think. But yeah, good left-hander, 15-7 against Blake Snell for the Dodgers. Love this pick. Love this daily dog from the
So that's 5:08. First pitch today.
Really?
So,
HBO Max? Have they done
what's up with that?
I know TBS. John knows TBS because of Family Guy and because of the first couple of rounds of the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah, a little
But
Law and
HBO
Order every
Max?
now and then they'll put on
Yeah,
that. But
right. Okay,
HBO
so there
Max
you go.
on-
All right.
All right, so very non-losing weekend for the Phantom Four. How about that?
All right, non-losing.
Non-losing weekend, 2-2. We had Texas at Florida.
Yep.
Could tell early that wasn't going to go our way. You can tell early when you're laying points, you're thinking they might win. They ain't covering this. Not only did they not win, they didn't cover either. So good for Texas. Glad they got beat.
Yeah. At the beginning, in the first quarter, when Florida's reeling off run after run after run.
That's right.
The Phantoms looking back on.
Yeah.
Hang on, honey. There's still a lot more left to be played.
Yeah, that was a loser from the get-go.
Right. I'm with you.
So tough that one. Then they're again glad Texas got beat. Why do you act that way? Well, why shouldn't I?
That's right. If they're not going to help me,
yeah.
then I ain't rooting for them.
Heck yeah.
You think I'm doing this with my heart?
So then we also had a game, another game in the 2:30 window. And we went with Bama hosting Vanderbilt.
What was the number on that one as the Phantom played it at the time?
It was 10.5 when we released it on Friday. I did see it was at 12.5 in some areas.
Right.
I did check out a little of College Game Day as I was getting things done on Saturday morning. Great segment with Coach DeBoer. Had Miss Terry interviewed.
I like that. She's throwing out biscuits or something to the crowd. Yeah. That's what you need to do with Miss Terry. That's what she needs to do. And I'm not sexist in saying have her throwing out biscuits that she normally makes for.
I still don't get Pat McAfee. I know I'm old, I guess. I just don't get this guy. But and Theo Vaughn, I think he was stoned. I mean, was that guy really on the top of his game? I don't know the guy. I've never seen him. But he didn't even know what game they were picking. What game we picking? Is that,
Yeah, he was not the best. No.
Yeah. So, but I will say, Barrett, I've never done it. Don't plan on doing it. But that crowd for that game day, I'm thinking, man, that's a lot of people that showed up for this today. That's
it's
just
the 21st time.
Yeah. Not really my cup of tea, but good for them. And I guess
I did switch over for a little bit of the big noon kickoff on Fox. It was at Michigan. They had that El Presidente guy.
Oh, yeah. From Barstool. Yeah.
Big bunch of nothing.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. So they took that energy from game day into the stadium. Things didn't start out well for the Tide, fall down 7-0 early, but held their own, played their game, and a little late score with about 17 seconds to go. That's all part of it. Believe me, I've been on the other side of that a lot more than I've been on the winning side, but we'll take it.
No,
Barry.
That's not true. It's just you remember the ones that you were not on the winning side more.
Correct.
Because they hurt more. That's like John on the golf course. He doesn't remember the wins. He doesn't relish the wins as much as he hates the losses.
Yeah. That's good. Well, you're right. That is. The losing chaps me more than the thrill of victory, I guess. Don't get me wrong. I love the thrill of victory, but boy, if you let one slip away, it'll keep you up at night. Bama covers the 10.5 late score. We'll take it wherever we can get it. Then we get into the nighttime card. Both these games on at the same time. I had them in the dual box. One game I thought, I'm winning this one. The other one, I don't think I'm winning this one. Mississippi State kind of, looked good early, but it's like they scripted their first couple of series. Then after that, they didn't know what to do.
Yeah, Jeff Levy's over on the sidelines flipping a coin. And okay, let's throw it to the tight end here.
Yeah, so, they started out good, but they kind of fell flat, so they didn't cover the spread against A&M on the road. A&M looks good, but the black uniforms, I don't know.
I like the different uniforms now and again, but play your traditional colors. Black is not a traditional Texas A&M color.
Yeah.
This blackout stuff, and blackout's fine for Georgia. Blackout's great for Troy, but black ain't your color, Texas A&M. Why are you playing? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Kind of like the Dolphins. when they
Miami,
did it the other day. Yeah.
exactly.
Speaking of Miami, we had them -4.5 at Florida State. No problem there. Miami, as I said earlier, looks to be the best team in college football at this point. So, 2-2 on the weekend. We are 11, 12, and 1 overall. Still one game under 500. We got to get that better. We will do that this week.
That is the Phantom 4. As always, brought to you by River Region Straw. Looking forward to another big group coming up.
Yes.
Let's take a break right here.
I got more to talk about when we come back. I know Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland 777 topic will be in this half hour coming up as well. But several other things we're going to get to as this Monday rolls on. And, of course, we're in conjunction with our good friends at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. You can watch us there every day, video content, write up about the show each and every afternoon. Then, of course, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Spotify, Apple iTunes. What have I missed?
Yeah,
I think that's covered.
John says Apple iTunes, and that's fine and everything. It's Apple Podcast to get that on there, which is great.
Yes,
it's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry and Longshore and McKnight are giving you the opportunity to win a 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500. Pick the exact score for either the Auburn or Alabama games each week. Limit 1 entry per person, per household, per game. You can enter anytime beginning Monday morning the week of the games, and all entries must be received before kickoff of each game. Enter by emailing your picks to longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. That's longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. And in the subject line, type in diamonds. 1 additional entry to win a 1-carat natural diamond valued at $3,000 will be up for all weekly winners to pick the score in the national championship game. Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughan Road in Peppertree, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. Open 7 days a week, or check them out at marguerites.com. At Marguerites, they make it. They really make it.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake, because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
All righty, welcome back, everybody. Glad you are with us here today. About 28 minutes to the top of the hour. We've talked about Major League Baseball. They're in postseason, the NFL. Big game tonight. Jags hosting Kansas City.
Yep.
How long has it been since the Jags hosted a Monday night game?
Hosted?
Yeah.
I can't tell you when the last time the Jags played in a Monday night game. It's going to be pretty giddy. Like I said, we have our Troy Coaches show. Trojan Talk tonight at Baumhauer's, and that gets off at 7 o'clock, and I'm looking forward to it, recapping the battle for the belt and all that. But man, I'm making a beeline back because at 7:15 it'll be Chiefs and the Jaguars. You know, the Jaguars have a better record than Kansas City does.
I bet.
Look it up. Jags are 3-1. Chiefs are 2-2. Kansas City on the road, a 3.5-point favorite.
No, I mean, the home team getting no love.
I'm telling you, if the Jags pull this off, I'm definitely wearing my Mark Brunell jersey on the show tomorrow. I'll be fired up.
Hopefully there's a big crowd there tonight for the game as well.
Oh, there should be.
Take the tarps off the upper deck. So I'll be checking that out as well. I hadn't seen the Jags on Monday night in quite a while. 2 Monday night games next week. I wonder how they decide what week they're going to have double header Monday night football. I don't want, and Cal heard the other day was talking about, I hate 2 games on Monday night. I'm thinking, why? I mean, that's more football. Why would you not like that?
No. I like a single game, but not only to answer your question, I don't know why they pick, this week we've got 2 games, because I mean they're still in the thick of baseball playoffs and all that. But I wonder how they pick. Normally you think, well, we'd really like to have these marquee teams spotlighted on Monday night. But who you got next week? Monday Night Football. You got the Bills, but they're at the Falcons, who are 2-2. And then you've got the Bears and the Commanders. The Bears are 2-2. The Commanders are 3-2. I mean, if you're going to spotlight Monday Night Football, how about the Buccaneers? How about the Lions?
I'll kind of answer it in this way, if you will. I don't know where you're getting at here. Why are they showing those teams and blah, 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 blah. I mean, I've heard it before. But in Monday Musings, there is a section in it entitled Money Talks in College Football.
Wait a minute. And again, for those people who don't know, he's talking about Philip Marshall, his favorite writer, the senior college football writer at AuburnUndercover.com. Are you here to tell me, before we even get started, are you here to tell me that Philip Marshall believes that money talks in college football? Who writes that? How much of a cutting edge outlook must you have to be ahead of the crest to actually come out and tell people that money is important in college? Whoa.
Well, Barry, what I'm saying is, we all know that, but you've got to read it, and you got to read what he's saying. And then there again, it's an example in my mind of reading between the lines.
You've got to, because I'm dozing off if I'm reading the lines themselves.
But I think I know exactly what he's getting at without really getting at it. He says, so much is unfair about college football. ESPN and Fox have so much power. Those 2 networks are in it to make money.
Whoa, the heck, whoa. He says ESPN and Fox exist to make money?
Yes. Therefore, they will try their best to get the teams that draw the highest ratings in the prime spots. Stop the presses. They are not about rewarding the best teams. ESPN's College Game Day crew was positively giddy about being in Tuscaloosa for Alabama's game against Vanderbilt.
Were they? Again, what are we doing here? Vanderbilt? They were there for Vanderbilt. That is a perfect example of rewarding the best teams. Vanderbilt was undefeated at the time.
Now, look, I've heard people say, well, those teams aren't any good, which is a fair statement. There could be some teams out there that aren't very good, but the networks keep putting them on. Why? Because they're making them money. The ratings aren't affected by their lousy record. America still wants to see them. Take the Dallas Cowboys, for instance. And why would College Game Day come to Tuscaloosa rather than Florida State for their game against Miami? I mentioned it just a moment ago. Did you see the crowd that was there Saturday morning? There again, not my cup of tea, but there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people crammed into the quad to watch Pat McAfee stand up on the stage and yell, "Roll Tide." That's what it's about. It's not the good old, South's oldest continuous rivalry, and they used to play at Piedmont Park and, blah, blah, blah. They don't care about that anymore. Big deal. So what?
I can't believe out of all of that from Coffee with Phillip this morning at auburnundercover.com, you go with a worthless thing where Phillip says ESPN and Fox are in it to make money. They don't reward the best teams. I
started to think, Barry. There you go. I'm just thinking out here. I mean, I'm not trying to get anything started. I'm just thinking.
Okay.
But as I'm casually watching game day on Saturday, like I mentioned, I was checking some line movements, I think taking the trash out, whatever. I had it on. And I thought to myself, when is the last time College Game Day has broadcast from Auburn?
Knew it.
Can somebody tell me that?
You've got to get them out of your head, John.
No, I don't think of it that way. I'm thinking,
I do.
Barry, I've always been here to try to enhance and improve Auburn athletics. I'm in it for the betterment of Auburn. I mean, come on. I told them to do this, they did it. I told them to do that, they did it.
Now,
maybe not as fast as I wanted them to do it, but they did.
We're talking Auburn football because College Game Day has been there for basketball.
Yes.
Back in January.
Yeah, this is definitely for football. Because certainly College Game Day has been to Tuscaloosa for basketball several times as well, but we're not comparing.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking right here. Ohio State has had the most appearances.
Okay.
I think they got 26. That one for Alabama was their 21st.
Does that include College Game Day broadcasting from Legion Field? Because they have done that years and years and years ago. Just curious. But I'm more worried about, I think one of their
what the heck?
I think one of their first road broadcasts was at Legion Field for the Iron Bowl.
I'm looking. I mean, College Game Day has been to Boone, North Carolina, and Ames, Iowa, and East Rutherford, New Jersey since the last time. Heck, they've been at Augusta, Georgia for the Masters in 2020. And
you're right. Because hang
on, load more. Looking down.
No, we're not going recruiting rankings, Barry. We're going College Game Day appearances.
Holy crap. Even I am a little bit. Oh, yeah. November 25th.
I wonder who they were playing.
2017.
Wonder who their opponent was that day. Do they have anything to do with the game day arriving at that
against
location?
Number 1 Alabama, a game that the Crimson Tide lost, and the fans will tell you it's because they insisted on starting Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Instead of Tua. Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl championship winning quarterback, the Super Bowl MVP.
Yesterday.
He's the one that lost at Forest. Back
then.
A
former Auburn quarterback beat Jalen Hurts yesterday in the NFL. How about that?
That's true.
Is that the year Alabama lost to Auburn but then went on to win the national championship?
In 2017, Alabama won the SEC championship on that fantastic overtime win against Georgia. 2017, somebody help us out with that. I don't know. But
because they did lose to Auburn one year and went on to win the Natty that season.
2017 was the last time Auburn has been. The number 1, the most times hosting, Ohio State with 26, Alabama 21. Anybody want to guess who's third? Real quick. On the chat line.
I'm going to
anywhere. I mean, you can.
I was going to say either Michigan or Notre Dame.
It's Michigan. Michigan has hosted it 15 times. All right, let's get the break out of the way. Normally we take it in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Let's get the break out of the way so we can have plenty of time coming up for the fabled Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat, and crab claws. Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
All right, back at it here on this Monday. You know, I wanted to say thanks to the VIP River Region Straw text line, Barry. It was explained to me this way.
Yes.
2017, we were talking about 2017, the last time game day was in Auburn.
Yes.
Bama loses to Auburn, then goes on to win the national championship.
That is true.
Auburn gives Malzahn a $50 million buyout and a raise. That's how it was explained to me.
You guys have got to get your numbers right. Weren't you the ones who told us it was a $27 million buyout? You guys track that stuff more than I do. Now it's $50 million.
Yeah, I think
8 years
at the time
later.
it had whittled its way down to 27.
I misread that. College game day was Alabama, Georgia. That overtime game was for the national championship in Atlanta that year. So that's what that happened. Yeah, Auburn wins the game, wins the Iron Bowl, and everybody was like, "Oh, that didn't really count because we ended up winning the national championship." Yeah, Auburn did win it in 60 minutes of football head-to-head against each other.
Yes.
Auburn emerged with more points than Alabama.
That is true.
That is true.
That is true.
Yes.
Now,
I
wonder if that, does it tick Alabama fans off that they actually lost that game but ended up winning the Natty? I don't ever recall hearing any Bama fan that was upset about it. It's like they don't even remember. Well, what happened again now? Got to take, I don't know. If you lose to your in-state rival, should you still go on and win the national championship? We'll never know.
Yeah, we do. We did. We do know. It happened that year. It was the case.
Well, how did that game?
I guarantee you, it does not chap the Auburn fans.
Yeah.
Oh man, they want to.
I'm trying to remember how that game played out. Barry, was it a fluky ending? Was it
no? Auburn wins it by 12.
Okay,
because Jalen Hurts was ineffective because they didn't know how to use him and everything, and
I am
Auburn
about
won
fluky.
that thing fair and square.
I think it was the largest margin of victory for Auburn in a long time.
We can spend all the time you want with these Bama rationalizations if you want to. Well, when they beat us, it's by not very much. When we beat them, it's like 49-0.
Yeah, that's true.
For some people out there, that's the biggest rationalization. Well, when we lose to them, at least we lose close. You either do or you don't. All these rationalizations like, yeah, we did lose to them, but we ended up winning the Natty. Well, that wasn't the point of the conversation. You had 60 minutes against Auburn, and you could not beat them.
Yes, that was a satisfying, no doubt about it, big victory for Auburn, 12 points. Unlike some little 1-point victory or a fluky play or at the end of the game or something out of the ordinary happens.
Yeah.
I don't know, like a 4th and 31 gravedigger play, something like that.
Alabama won the national championship that year over Georgia in Atlanta. But it took them overtime to do it, and they only won it by 3. So, it had to feel a little bit,
Were there any fluky plays in that game?
I think there was an onside kick or some kind of gimmick, or I don't know.
Was that the game that Kirby tried to fake punt on 4th and 11 from midfield?
I think it was. I don't know. But again, the rationalizations need to stop. Well, yeah, we've lost to them, but we've beaten them better than we've lost to them worse. Come on. Whatever gets you through the night.
Whatever gets you.
All right.
The Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheels. What should get you through the night.
Yeah, here we go. Brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino. Exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner too. Goodness gracious, they have had a ton of giveaways over there.
You are kidding. You better believe it. Big weekend out there at Victoryland.
Big
over the weekend. We got another big promotion coming up as well. You'll be hearing a lot about that in the month of October from there.
There we go.
All right, let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
We have no idea what the topics are. This is all Gurn Jr.'s doing, and we all react off the top of our heads.
Last unbeaten. Who could this be about? Last unbeaten.
Oh, yeah. How about the Patriots? I'm here to tell you, Patriots quarterback Drake May is all that. Let's take a look here for the win.
Yes, for the win. And if you are a Buffalo fan, you're going, what's up with the white unis?
Son of a gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they lost it. Buffalo, I used to like it when they were in their Super Bowl years. They used to wear the red helmets.
Yeah.
Sometimes
they'll mix in a red jersey. I've seen that before.
I like that. But Drake May, he's going to be all that. I mean, he has been terrific.
Former North Carolina quarterback.
Yep. Yeah. One of those that worked out instead of Mitch Trubisky or Sam Howell, Drake May. You know what people will say about Drake May? He originally committed to Alabama. Yeah.
Wasn't there some talk about him transferring or something?
Yeah, that was wishful thinking.
Oh
my gosh! If I got to watch Tyler Buckner one more week without having some rationalization in my mind, I'm gonna explode. I hear we're gonna get Drake May. Yeah, he really wants to come.
Yeah, Mother's a big fan. All right. Oh, speaking of that, are we gonna have to watch Ty Simpson's mother the rest of the season? I mean, how many times they show her during the game Saturday? I mean, I'm not sitting down to watch Ty Simpson's mom.
Isn't that a song by Dr. Hook? That was Sylvia's mother.
Yeah. I mean, she seems to be a nice lady. I don't need to see her every other series.
Yeah, if we're going to sit there and look at nice ladies all the time in the stands, we can do that at Price is Right.
Yeah, I will say this, Barry. I enjoyed seeing her more than I did Diego Pavia's mother, who they showed her a ton as well.
I enjoyed seeing A.J. McCarron's girlfriend.
Yeah.
More than I like seeing any of them. Yeah, you're right, Gurn. Here we go. Back to the topic wheel. We got 4 to get.
Let's do it. Exit 22 off I-85. Shorter, Alabama, Victoryland, where you can be a winner too. And it's going to be
Finally.
All
right.
See what this could be about.
Finally. Oh, yeah. Big win for Cam Ward. Big win for the Tennessee Titans. Watch this. All right, this is a interception, a fumble, and watch this. This is Ward Deflected.
Deflected.
Intercepted. Loses it. Kicked around. Still loose. In the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. Yeah, just the way they drew it up.
So I got to think the replay officials took a look at this. Did he have control? Did he make a football move? Did the ground cause a fumble? Kick the ball. You can't kick the ball.
Jump on it. Don't try to pick it up. Yeah.
I didn't think you could kick the ball here. See, this guy kicked it. He didn't do that.
Mean to. I mean, it was not
questionable.
Yeah. So anyway, big win for the Titans. Titans get the victory. They're first in forever. Titans 22, Cardinals 21. The Cardinals had a wide receiver named DeMarcado. He drops a touchdown pass right at the goal line, just drops it. Who does he think he is? Ryan Williams?
No kidding.
Right.
Got to catch that thing.
Here we go. All right.
Good win for the Titans. All right, let's go back and see what we got. 4 more to go. No, 3 more to go. Excuse me. Spin away. Victoryland open 24/7, 365 in Shorter, Alabama. Finale. All right, what do we got? I love it. We don't know what these are. Oh, wow. We hadn't seen the NHL in a while. Check this out.
A preseason fight, a fight in preseason hockey?
Oh, man.
All right, here they go. Up left of your screen. They drop
boom.
the
There we go.
Here we go. That's right. The Panthers versus the Lightning, a Florida deal. Here come the referees, but that's not all. You think they're done? No, they're not done.
Another fight breakout?
65 penalties. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Oh, that guy clocked up against the glass.
Longshore spills a little bit of his Bud Light up in the box, wakes up, says, hey, all right, here we go.
I want to be right there by the glass when they have a fight.
Again, this is preseason.
Oh, beautiful.
They're not done yet. There are 3 fights in that game. Final score, who am I kidding? You don't care about the final score. It's preseason hockey. All you're looking for is the fights.
Barry, that first clip, the first fight,
yeah,
it looked like that guy knocked that other player out. I mean, the guy hits the ice and stays down. Even had a helmet on. Man.
Nah, you don't. You know, there's never any. Safest place to be on the hockey rink is right in the middle of a fight because they're not. Honestly, John, they're not doing anything. They're grabbing each other's sweaters. Yeah, there's maybe a headlock.
Gurn, can you start that from the beginning? The first fight. I'm telling you, this guy KOs this guy. It's unbelievable. Hits him right in the jaw, and he hits the ice. Unbelievable.
That's when the referees step in, is when somebody hits the ice. They're like, okay, it's over. All right, here we go. He's right behind the goal.
Yeah.
And for you fans, the goal is the thing with that big guy with the big mask on. He's down.
It was right before they hits him, and, man, the guy hits the deck.
All right.
Boom. Yeah, he's ready to go for some more.
Or maybe a bloody nose or something. Didn't get knocked out. Okay, here we go.
Right.
Back at it.
Let's see what else is up next on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel.
That is the only thing that would get John even remotely enthused for even a second in the Lightning Panthers. Panthers, by the way, defending NHL champion. And they're playing at home.
Maybe there's some bad blood because of that. All right.
We got anything else on the topic wheel? Yeah, we got 2.
2 more.
McWeevil.
2 more to go on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. We'll spin away, see where it lands.
I thought McWeevil was the nickname of the fast food restaurant in Enterprise.
Now you're thinking of
McLovin.
McLovin from Superbad.
With the Hawaii fake ID. Yeah. Such a great movie. Yeah. All right.
Is it Controversy?
Controversy is the one.
Didn't Prince have a song by that title? I think he did.
My next door neighbor is a huge Prince fan.
Hey, the guy could play.
He had like 14 different Controversy. Okay. Oh, that guy on the left, his name is Nick. There's Shadur. There's A.J. Brown. 18 I saw this. Bo Nix leads the Broncos to 18 unanswered. The Eagles had that game won.
Yeah. Former Auburn quarterback.
Yeah. Was there an interference on the Eagles tight end, Dallas Goedert?
I think so.
No flag was thrown. Yeah, that was late. in the game. And yeah, Sirianni's holding his hands out. I didn't think it was interference, and I don't care who wins between Denver or Philadelphia. That's just a bunch of nothing. Philadelphia loses the game they shouldn't have, and they're going to blame the referees.
Come on,
they
you
didn't
can't
score
do that.
those 18 straight points in the fourth quarter.
True.
Come on, act like a champion, Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Come on.
Come on.
All right.
You got to play four. We got to play the whole game.
One more. Here we go.
4 quarters. Let's
I want
spin
to know
away.
what McWeevil's all about. We got less than a minute.
I want to know what that is about too.
McWeevil. All right.
I know that's the topic. I don't know what happened to the wheel there.
Well, let's see. Yeah, I think Gurn may have had a little bit of a difficulty with his internet, though. So we will close it out. Well, here we go. Let's see if we can do it.
Here we go.
We start trying. Yeah, the internet a little spotty up there. Well, let's just close it out here. Let's give it up. Let's get back to it. All right, and close out the show. Longshore and McKnight. Much appreciation to Tom Luganbill for joining us on the program today. Always great with him. Tomorrow, John.
Well, as always,
do it again.
Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com, Travis Ryer on YouTube, probably on low fuel with that Jag game tonight down in Jacksonville. So Travis might be into the coffee tomorrow.
You'll know whether the Jags win tonight against the Chiefs as soon as you turn on the program, because if I'm wearing my Jags jersey, the Jags were winners. Thanks to everybody, all you guys on the chat line. Appreciate you. For our producer, Gurn Jr., and for John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.